I still remember the exact moment my heart dropped. Right there in the middle of my sister's wedding reception, surrounded by crystal chandeliers and strangers pretending to smile. I had gathered enough courage to walk toward the family table, not to steal attention, not to cause drama, but simply to say hello and congratulate her. Before I could even take 2 steps closer, my sister Nadia moved sharply into my path. Her smile was wide, almost beautiful, but her eyes were cold. Loud enough for everyone nearby to hear, she said, "You don't belong here. This table is for real family." Time seemed to pause. The laughter at nearby tables faded. Forks hovered mid-air. Conversations stopped. Every single head turned in our direction. I felt my chest tighten as if the air had been pulled from the room. I stood there frozen, my face burning, wishing the floor beneath the marble tiles would open and swallow me whole. My name is Alina. I'm 27 years old, and I work as an independent brand consultant and designer. Nothing in my life was handed to me. I built everything from the ground up. Late nights, unpaid projects, rejected pitches, second-guessing myself while everyone else slept. Growing up, Nadia was always the favorite. She was charming, outgoing, effortlessly admired. My parents paid for her college, her car, her apartment. They called it support. When I asked for help with tuition, I was told to be strong and independent. So I was. I worked 2 jobs, freelanced on the side, and learned to survive on exhaustion and stubborn hope. For most of my life, I felt like a ghost in my own family. I was rarely invited to gatherings. When I was, I sat quietly while conversations flowed around me as if I wasn't there. Holiday letters sent to relatives praised Nadia's milestones. My name barely appeared, if at all. Still, I kept hoping. I kept telling myself that maybe one day they'd see me. I thought maybe this wedding, something so big, so important, might finally make me feel included. The invitation should have warned me otherwise. Everyone else received elegant custom boxes with embossed lettering and satin lining. Mine arrived almost a month late in a plain white envelope. Inside was a single card and a handwritten note from my mother. "Please dress appropriately, don't embarrass us." I read it twice, then taped it to my fridge, not as motivation, but as a reminder of what I was walking into. I bought a simple, elegant dress with my own money, did my hair and makeup myself. I didn't want to stand out, I just wanted to belong. The venue was a luxury hotel downtown, marble floors, towering floral arrangements, waiters in tuxedos gliding between tables. Everyone wore designer labels. I felt out of place the second I stepped inside. My mother barely glanced at me. "Oh, you made it," she said, before turning away. My father gave me a stiff smile and looked at his phone. Nadia stood glowing in the center of the room, surrounded by bridesmaids in silk dresses, laughing loudly. She didn't look at me once. When I checked the seating chart, my stomach dropped. I wasn't seated with family. My name was placed at table 18, tucked into the far back corner with distant relatives I'd met maybe twice in my life. I walked up to my mother, trying to keep my voice steady. "Is this a mistake?" She didn't hesitate. "Nadia thought you'd be more comfortable there." I swallowed my humiliation and walked toward the back, but part of me still wanted to congratulate my sister. That's when she stopped me, cut me down in front of everyone. Her bridesmaids giggled, guests whispered. I stood there silent because if I spoke, I knew I would cry. Dinner only made things worse. Our table was served last. The food was cold, portions were smaller. Meanwhile, the family table enjoyed champagne, laughter, special attention. Nadia pointed towards us at one point, laughing openly. During the speeches, the maid of honor spoke about Nadia's true family and the people who had always supported her. A slideshow played, childhood memories, vacations, celebrations. Photos where I had once stood were cropped, erased. My parents applauded proudly. I excused myself and walked toward the restroom, my hands shaking. In the hallway, I overheard my aunt whispering to my mother, "I still can't believe Nadia used Elena's designs for the wedding and didn't credit her." My mother laughed. "She should be grateful she got to help. It's not like she has much else to offer." That was the moment something inside me broke completely. I realized the invitations, the programs, the seating cards, every design detail was my work. Nadia had asked for ideas months earlier. I had given her everything. She took it, erased my name, and presented it as her own. I went back to my table numb and sent one text to my best friend. After tonight, I'm done. What my family didn't know was that months earlier, my life had quietly changed. I had landed a massive international rebranding contract through my agency. The client was confidential, the work was demanding, but they loved my vision and signed me to a long-term, six-figure deal. One of the pieces they admired most was a charity design I'd done for a children's hospital fundraiser, work I'd done for free simply because it mattered. At that fundraiser, I had spoken briefly with an older gentleman who asked thoughtful questions about my process. I assumed he was just a donor. I never imagined he'd recognize me again, until he approached me at my table at the wedding. "May I sit with you for a moment?" he asked kindly. He introduced himself as Mr. Collins, the groom's father. He asked how I knew the bride. "She's my sister," I said quietly. His eyebrows lifted. We talked about my work. I showed him my portfolio on my phone. He stared at the screen, then smiled. "You're Elena Voss. You're the designer we hired." Across the room, Nadia noticed us. She rushed over, nervous, smile trembling. "Mr. Collins, you've met my sister. She's simple." His expression hardened. "Simple?" he repeated. "Your sister is one of the most talented professionals I've worked with." He invited me to the family table. Then he took the microphone. He praised my work publicly, thanked me for my integrity, mentioned the charity project. Applause filled the room. Nadia looked like she might collapse. When my mother tried to claim pride, I calmly exposed the truth, the uncredited work, the lies, the disrespect. I didn't yell, I didn't insult anyone, I just told the truth. Then I left. Outside, the night air felt lighter than anything I'd felt in years. Nadia followed me, crying, admitting her jealousy. I listened, then said calmly, "I forgive you, but I'm done begging for a place I always deserved." The next morning, I woke up to a welcome email from my client. The bonus had cleared. My future was secure. My parents called later. I didn't answer. For the first time, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me.